Hello, my name's Alan O'Donoghue. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about this J276 MOOC and flipped learning and how it might help you solve some of the challenges that you've got teaching GCSE computer science. So I wrote a blog post that you may have seen where I've talked about some of the challenges that I faced when I was teaching GCSE computer science in my classes. I found I had students with a wide range of abilities. Some of them found those theory topics really challenging and tough, and they find it hard to pay attention in class to those. Some of them had a very deep knowledge and understanding of those kind of topics, and some of them, frankly, weren't too interested at all. And I found there was a lot of content to fit into 5 lessons a fortnight. And also, at the back of my mind was this: we need to be getting ready for the programming task, the problem solving sort of thing. And I also needed to set challenging, meaningful homeworks for my classes every week. So, if you this video is to give you a little bit of an insight into how the MOOC works and what it's all about, and flipped learning. So there's a couple of things that you're going to need to do. At some point, you'll need to register yourself as a teacher. Once you're registered as a teacher, you'll see things like this on a MOOC that the students don't see because there's things like passwords for quizzes in there. You'll also provide them with your students with some resources. So they may be physical textbooks like this, or it may be that you'll use some of the resources within the document I'm going to show you, and then some form of an exercise book which they can use to summarize their understanding of the topics. And there's a sort of a three-step approach that the students go through, which I call USA. So the U is understand. So when a student is logged in, they'll start off with the first topic that they've got to do. So the first topic is called topic 1. They've got to understand about the purpose of a CPU and the function of a CPU. So they would then access the topic 1 resources, which looks a little bit like this. So there's references to offline resources, printed paper-based textbooks. There's online content. So if you haven't got any textbooks at all, it is still possible to use this approach. I'm just recommending that you should probably have some paper-based texts as well at the same time. So there's links to the Cambridge MOOC, BBC Bite Size, and then there's YouTube content as well. Now, some schools don't allow their students YouTube access, and that could be a problem. That's why I've tried to give you a balance of content for the resources. And also, I wouldn't advise that you're using this in lesson every week, especially things like the YouTube videos, because the children can do that when you're not in the room, like at home. Whereas when they're in front of you, that's when really you want to be doing the more practical, engaging, problem solving types of tasks. Now, um, when the students have understood the topic, they then need to summarize what they've learned. So they'd use their exercise book. So here's some examples. So when the students have summarized the topics, and in here we've got some of the kind of rules that they need to do to score a certain number. So we get like doodles and sketches where the student has summarized what it is that they've learned. And then, just so we know this, they just haven't copied this from somebody else or out of a book, we then assess their understanding using one of the quizzes. So there's a number of quizzes that I've prepared, and when you decide to do a quiz, so you might start quiz 0 before you do any of the quizzes with your students. Each quiz asks for a password. So when I click on here, it's got 20 minutes to do that. So I type in the password, and I know what the password is. I think I might have typed it in wrong. I'll try that again. And then each quiz has got 30 points or 30 marks, and it then gives you a score out of 100% of the end. Now, I don't know if students are going to watch this video or not, so I'm not going to tell you what I think the answer is to this question. I'm just going to select the very first one that comes up on here. And the questions are randomized, and the answers are randomized each time. So for each one, I'm going to choose the first answer. So clearly, these can't all be correct. And then as you go through the quiz, this one's got 13 questions, and then when you're finished, it then tells you your score at the end. And then you as a teacher can then view those scores. And you can also see not just how did individual students do, but how did the whole group do, how did the whole group do on certain questions, and all sorts of analysis. Now, some people have had questions about how much this cost and everything, and the idea is this, to begin with, is completely free for schools. So I think I've shared what I would say is about 1 term's worth of content. So if you're going to start in the autumn term, this takes you to Christmas. If you want to start in the spring term, that's fine. You still have 1 term's worth of content. It's only when you decide that you want to access topics 13 onwards, so topic 12 is there, that's when you then need to fill in an order form and then send that to us, and then we'll process your order, and then you can access the remaining topics. Thank you.